The morning sun had barely risen when 19-year-old Ethan stepped out of the small house he shared with his father. The sky was painted with soft shades of orange, but even that quiet beauty couldn't lift the heaviness inside his chest. He tightened the strap of his backpack, preparing for another long day at the mechanic shop where he worked part-time. His father, Daniel, stood by the doorframe, silently, a man whose love lived in actions, not words, a man who fixed everything except his own tired heart. "Don't forget your lunch," Daniel said, holding out a brown paper bag. Ethan took it, without looking up. "Thanks," Daniel smiled, though Ethan didn't see it. "Work hard today." "Yeah," Ethan replied, and walked toward the bus stop. Ethan wasn't unloving. He wasn't ungrateful. He was just tired of carrying a life that never felt like his own. His friends traveled, dreamed, explored. Ethan worked, paid bills, kept the home alive. Some days he felt like he was living his father's life instead of his own. That evening, he found his father coughing again, soft, hidden, painful. "You okay?" Ethan asked. Daniel nodded. "Just a little cold." Ethan wanted to believe him, and he did, because believing was easier than knowing. Weeks passed. Ethan worked longer hours. Daniel grew quieter, paler, weaker. Yet he still woke up early, still packed Ethan's lunch, still whispered prayers at the doorway. One night, Ethan came home late. The house was too quiet, too still. "Dad?" No answer. He found Daniel asleep in a chair, a notebook open, medicine bottles tucked away behind a cloth. A deep heaviness settled inside Ethan's chest. He covered his father with a blanket, turned off the light, and walked away. The next morning, Ethan woke to a sound that shattered him. His father, gasping for air. "Dad!" Ethan rushed forward. Daniel tried to speak, but the cough stole every breath. Ethan grabbed the car keys, shaking. "I'm taking you to the hospital." Daniel held his wrist, gently. "No, just sit with me." Ethan sat beside him, his hands trembling, the room colder than dawn. Daniel looked at him softly. "I'm proud of you, Ethan, more than you know." Ethan's voice cracked. "Don't talk like that." Daniel smiled faintly. "I have a gift for you, in the drawer." Ethan opened it, hands shaking. Inside was a small wristwatch, old, worn, loved for years. "I want you to have it," Daniel whispered. "Dad, I can't." "You can," Daniel said softly. "When you wear it, remember, time is precious. Don't spend your life carrying the weight I carried. Live, Ethan, not just survive." A tear fell onto Ethan's hand. "Why didn't you tell me you were sick?" Daniel smiled, tired but warm. "Because fathers don't want to be a burden, and you already carried enough." Ethan broke down, gripping his father's hand. "I'm sorry. I should have been here more." Daniel squeezed gently. "You were here, in ways you don't realize." The morning light brightened the room. The clock ticked softly, and then Daniel's hand loosened. His breathing slowed. One final sigh, and silence. Ethan froze. The world collapsed around him. His father, his only family, was gone. He buried his face in Daniel's shoulder and cried like a child, because in that moment he truly was one. The days after the funeral were heavy. Ethan walked through the house like a ghost, touching everything his father once touched, remembering every unspoken moment. One evening, he sat in Daniel's chair, holding the wristwatch. When he flipped it over, he saw words engraved on the back. "For my son, one day you'll understand how deeply you are loved." Ethan's eyes filled again. The watch felt heavier than time itself. He put it on. It fit perfectly. Later that night, he stepped outside, breathing in the cool air. The world felt softer, but full of a new, aching truth. He looked up at the sky. "Dad, I understand now," he whispered. The wind brushed gently past him, like a final answer. Ethan placed his hand over the watch, his father's last gift, and for the first time in a long time, he felt strong enough to keep going.